Where you lead, I will follow anywhere that you tell me to. If you need me to be there. I'm trying not to get copyrighted, even though I think I'd be fine. Welcome to the vlog, gremlins. Hello, gremlins. All right, this is a more normal intro to the video, but I am keeping the singing part in. I have my Gilmore Girls Fall Blend, aka Pumpkin Spice Coffee, in my Luke's mug. I am wearing a very cozy Halloween-y fall sweatshirt. This was designed by a cider company that is local-ish to me. I really like their cider, and this was their Halloween drink this year, and I thought the shirt was too cute, and it's very cozy, so I'm wearing it today because it feels cozy, it feels fall. I feel like it goes very well with the theme of this video overall. One sec, I'm taking a sip of coffee. So, if you hadn't guessed, the vlog itself is going to be very Gilmore Girls inspired. I will be reading all 5 books that exist so far in the Lori Gilmore series, which is not like a Gilmore Girls spin-off series or a book series that uses the Gilmore Girls. It's inspired by, but it is set in Dream Harbor. It is different. Think of it a bit like the, oh, what book was it? If It Makes You Happy. It's like that. The town is similar to Stars Hollow, but it's an independent, different thing. And we'll be following different couples. Each of these is a romance book, which, you know, I don't read a ton of romance in the, like, December months, Catherine? I meant winter months, but in December I read more romance because there's a lot of like holiday romance, and there's a lot of queer holiday romance. Now these are all not queer romance. These are, from what I know, standard like male-female romance setups, which is totally fine. I am just very curious about this series, and with the 25th, I think it's 25th anniversary of Gilmore Girls, it seemed like a very fun thing to do. Now, humorously, Krista got me the first 4 books as a set because I accidentally bought the wrong book when I was trying to buy them myself. I bought the second one instead of the first one, and I was like, oh, well, shoot. So she found these, I know for a fact, on Amazon, and they should be completely fine. They should be the normal books, but I just realized all of them say available exclusively in the Indian subcontinent, and I'm like, wait, what? How did she? And like, she got them through, like, she didn't go to a different Amazon. She just used normal, like, US Amazon. So I don't know if someone bought these and then decided to sell them on Amazon, because, like, they just have, like, normal covers. One has, like a foiled cover, but I don't know. I don't know if someone sold them because they decided they wanted different versions. They bought this box set and then realized they didn't want that box set. I don't know. To my knowledge, nothing is changed in them. But it does very specifically say these were printed and bound in India. So I don't know. I didn't look at these when she got them. The box set, like, everything looked totally normal. Everything is totally fine. I think it's the same book. I don't think it's edited. There's no note. I Googled to see if the editions were edited in any way. So I think I'm good. I think these are the same. I just think somehow I have copies that someone bought in India and then sold on US Amazon, which is so wild to me. That she literally just went, because I remember she went on and she was like, I found them, it's fine. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, I just went to Amazon, there was this box set, it was the only one left, so I just bought it. And I'm like, okay, cool. Didn't ask any questions. And now I'm like, I have some questions. Who sold these? But like, I think they'll be fine. I don't think there's any difference. The first 4 are from that box set she got me. And then the 5th one I bought at Barnes & Noble. We were at the mall for a date night and I picked it up. So I will be reading all 5 of them. If you notice any discrepancies and you have read these, please let me know. I think I'm good. There's no note in the book that it is edited. And again, I did try and do some research once I saw that to be like, are these edited at all? But I don't think so. So I think I'm good. I think it just so happens to be that someone bought a box set in India. I have no idea. Maybe someone had family in India and they gifted it to them and they didn't want it. I don't know, because I know for a fact that she bought this on normal US Amazon. Like, she didn't go, because sometimes you can like trick Amazon and go to a different one and order it. I know you can do that, but we're not that fancy. So I don't know. I'm now very intrigued by the fact that these all say they're exclusively from the Indian subcontinent, which means these are the most faraway books I have ever read. Also, they're street cleaning, so it's going to be a really noisy day. So I'm going to be reading this. I am going to let Krista know because I think that's really funny that somehow these are from India. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's fine. It does not say any edits were made, but this is definitely, and I mean, let me, I was trying to see if there's any like change in language. I don't see like any changes to like British, like to British up a word, which I assume you would do for also an Indian release. And yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so we'll see, but I will be reading all 5 of those. I'll let you know if anything stands out to me as odd. But it has like an official, this was published by and all that jazz, so it's not like someone bound these themselves, because it very specifically has the copyrights. It says where this was bound and pressed and all that jazz. So I just think it's funny that somehow I have exclusive India subcontinent copies. I have no idea. It's just really funny. But I'll be reading those. So I do think this vlog, my hair is doing a thing. I do think I'm going to split this vlog in half, because there are definitely going to be 5 books, and then I have some Gilmore Girls stuff that Krista surprised me with. So that's also going to be in this vlog, because it's going to be very Gilmore Girls inspired, because the books are definitely inspired by Gilmore Girls. So I'll be watching some Gilmore Girls. I might be trying some Gilmore Girls recipes. You'll see when I get to that. So I'm just going to read what I want in this one. I may stop halfway through a book and then like move on to the next vlog. I haven't decided, but I do think I'm splitting it in half because we have some stuff going on over the weekend that I think will be fun. And I just want to like take my time, read slowly, and I think it'll work better if I split the vlog. So that's my plan so far, unless I change my mind, because you know me, I do that. But yeah, I need to go though because work is about to start. I just wanted to fill you in and also humorously point out that my copies are not US copies, which was not the intention. That is, I don't even know how that happened. I really don't. I truly have no idea. But yeah, so I will update you when I can, Gremlins. Again, I do have work, but today is a football day, so I'll be reading during the football game. So I should get some reading done today. I may try and read a little at lunch just to get an idea of the book. But yeah, that is the plan. And I'm so curious. I'm almost wondering if I should request a copy from my library to compare them. That would be funny. I might do that actually. But yes, so I will talk to you when I have an update, Gremlins. And my hair's just gonna do it at once. It's too short still to do what I want to do, so I have to do the side. And that sometimes means that these little baby hairs are just like drop. But I will talk to you when I have some updates, Gremlins. We shall see if I decide to request that book to compare. Hello, Gremlins. We're in the bedroom very briefly. Oh, my hair's doing that thing. Okay. But in vaguely, I feel like true Gilmore Girls fashion, I had a coffee delivery today. I did not buy this coffee. In a previous video, oh my gosh, my hair does not want to cooperate and I don't want to put more hairspray in it. I mentioned that I had been selected as a winner of this like free coffee for a year thing from Joffrey's, which means I get 1 free bag of coffee every month. Apparently on the 6th, because the October one showed up on the 6th. And my winter one / November one showed up on the 6th. And this one is Winter Wonderland. It has a little skiing snowman. And it says it is delicate white chocolate, coconut cream, and smooth caramel topped with almonds. So what's interesting is they've been sending the Joffrey's ones that aren't Disney, which is interesting because I've never seen the Joffrey ones that aren't Disney like in the wild. So these are very cool. I'm gonna get to try this in a sec. I'm gonna make additional coffee, but I will make this so I can try it. So I'll take you down very soon to go make a cup of coffee. And yeah, so I'm gonna go do that. I am a little chilly. It's not too crazy cold out, but it's cold enough.
It's 41 degrees.
No, it is cold. This explains things. But yeah, I'm cold. But yeah, so I'm gonna go make some additional coffee in my Luke cup. All right, dogs have been outed and given their afternoon treat. This crazy water machine is driving me up a wall. It keeps turning itself off. Anyway, this is the coffee I'm making right now. It smells good. I don't know that it smells coconut. That's probably a really weird angle, but I'm making it now. I'm gonna try it upstairs. Yeah, so I'll let you know if I like Winter Wonderland. I'm sure I will. It's so interesting that they're sending like their specific ones that aren't Disney, which again, I'm totally fine with because I've never gotten to try ones that aren't marketed through like Disney or Star Wars, just because those are the ones that wind up at like TJ Maxx or that Krista has bought me in the past. So I think this is really fun, like trying their actual like random flavors that like don't get promoted as frequently. So I'm very excited to try it. Hello. Okay, I did taste test this for the camera. Oh, my hands are so cold. Ugh. mostly my right hand. The two right here, these two, they are the coldest today. Because it is cold outside, and also they are extra sensitive to cold since my snowblower incident and follow-up surgery. They just get cold really easy because the skin is thinner and they're still in like a state of healing. They will be for another year and almost a half, so they just get cold really easy. So I'm wrapping them around my cup. Coffee itself is very good. It tastes like an Almond Joy, so it tastes very coconutty, very almondy. I am not really getting white chocolate or caramel, but I'm not complaining because white chocolate is not one of my favorite flavors, and I always think it gets overpowered pretty easily, so I was not expecting to taste it, which is not the coffee's fault. I just was like, oh, I'm not going to taste it because I don't think it has like a very definitive taste. Caramel could be in there, and I'm missing it because the almond and the coconut are so heavy. But I really like it. That is not a complaint. I really like coconut and almond. I did tell my mom I would tell her what the coffee was and if I liked it. And she hates coconut so much that I'm going to be like, well, it's coconut flavored. And she's going to be like, ew. But I'm going to let her know. It is very tasty. And I like the little art of the snowman on the skis. But I have to get back to work. I took like a tiny break to make coffee and to film like reactions to coffee because I do get to take the occasional break. So I did that really fast. But I do have to go. I'm taking another sip of this coffee because I'm freezing. All right, I will talk to you at some point later today, Gremlins. Hello, Gremlins. All right, to get in the zone, I've been watching Gilmore Girls. Now, I specifically have it on season 2 because that is when Jess gets introduced. So, I just hit the episode where Jess is introduced while I was playing it as background noise. So, perfect timing, perfect timing. It is, though, the end of the day. And I did read a teeny bit during lunch, not a ton, just a teeny bit. But I have read enough to give you an idea of the book if you haven't read it. Now, I promise there will be no spoilers, even though these books do. I will say there will be a minor spoiler in the second vlog, because I know for a fact that the 5th book involves characters from the original 4, and there's a wedding. But I won't right now tell you which characters it is, but just assume, because these are romance books, everything is happily ever after, and eventually someone gets married. I just won't tell you who. But in this one, we are following Jeannie and Logan. So Jeannie was previously like a big time business hotshot, sort of. She was the like very high level assistant to a guy at like some kind of financial firm. And upon his death, she left the company. And she wound up leaving the company, and her aunt sort of like gifted her this pumpkin spice cafe. Now, she has never run a business herself. She's never run a cafe. She just like has this job now in Dream Harbor where she's running the cafe. And now on top of that, the townsfolk are a little peeved because the cafe has been closed for about a week. She was trying to get situated, get everything ready to open, but she did close the cafe, and so people were like, where's my coffee? I want my coffee. Why are you closed? And so she is about to open at the point I'm at, but she has already met Logan. So Logan is a local farmer who has lived in the town for a while. He is a local. He has grown up in the town. He has best friends in the town, and we've met a number of his best friends. We've met a number of townspeople, many of whom I believe get their own books. But he showed up to drop off gourds. Also, my hair is bugging me. There we go, kind of. He dropped off gourds at the beginning of this, and when that occurred, Jeannie is like, so weird stuff is happening and I'm not getting any sleep, and sorry for like talking your ear off, but also like I'm exhausted and I don't know what's going on. Think very Lorelai fast speak, also me fast speak. The dogs are also barking. We might be getting mail, I don't know, or someone's outside, who knows. I'm just gonna talk over them. So she keeps hearing sounds at night. She doesn't know what's going on. A few people say like, oh, it could be raccoons, but we don't know. He has offered to assist her with this problem because he's like, well, you need sleep, and also like, let me help you. They definitely are already smitten with each other. They're just refusing to acknowledge the fact that they're smitten with each other. Logan seems to have some kind of mysterious event that occurred that has led him to not want to date anyone in this town. And Jeannie is like, I don't want to mess anything up. I just moved here. I need to make friends. Like, I don't really know anyone. I have my brother who doesn't even live here, and that's it. Like, I need friends. I need a social network. Like, I need assistance in life. So I don't know what they're working at. My neighbor's dog might be out. They're just very loud, except I don't hear the dog. I don't know where sorry, I'm getting distracted by the barking, but he is helping her. We have gotten a town hall. We have gotten a description of the town, and it is very Stars Hollow coded, this Dream Harbor. Everyone is kind of related, so there are more like people who are related to each other or people who have been friends since childhood, which people being related to each other I feel like is a little bit different than Stars Hollow, because a lot of those people have lived there forever, but they're not like familial relations. Like in this, the like the mayor of the town is very dozy coded, but like he has kids and the kids also live in the town, which is a bit different. There are characters who do read a bit like characters from Gilmore Girls, which I expected, but they are changed. So there is a distinct difference between the town. It's also, there's like bookstores, there's cafes, there are a few things. I think there's a pet shop that got mentioned. There's a lot of stuff to do in this town, but I'm excited to read more. I'm having fun. It does read very Gilmore Girls-y, and it is very like, Logan has kind of Luke's personality, Jeannie kind of has Lorelai's personality, but they are doing different things. Like she's running a cafe, as opposed to like an inn, and Logan is a farmer as opposed to a diner owner. But I am enjoying it. It is fun. The writing is quick. It's very fast paced, so it is a very quick read, from what I read. I'm also using a very cute little raccoon bookmark. But yeah, so I'm enjoying it so far. We will see how much I get read during the football game. I'm thinking a lot. Oh my goodness. I don't know what my hair wants me to do with it today. It just doesn't agree with any of my choices. But we do have to run to the grocery store. I need to run to the library. I was going to bring you, but we're shopping after, so I'm not bringing you to the library. I will show you the books I'm picking up because they're for a different vlog, so I'll just like tease that vlog, but probably not until tomorrow morning. Maybe not. I also think we're picking up, actually I am going to be vlogging after we get back, because we're picking up some very goofy food for dinner, actually. But yeah, so that's the plan. Library, grocery shopping, we have to get some dog food and some cat food, and then we're picking up our food. So there we go. That's the plan. I will talk to you when I have the library books to show you, and when I'm trying very interesting foods that I have chosen. I have selected these foods. So we shall see how they go. I'm very curious. But I will talk to you later tonight, Gremlins. Pre-football, probably. Hello, vlog. You can't see me, but I got an early Christmas gift. Yeah, Christmas? You said this was Christmas.
Yes.
This is very early, but
high value one was Christmas.
Yes. So Krista got me the Hex Girls backpack that I had no idea was even coming out, but she got this for me and it's so cool, and I used it today while we ran errands. These errands included the library, which I did say I would show you the books. So these are 3 of the books I'm doing for a TBR that's coming up. So this is The Diva Runs Out of Time, Call of the Wild, and The Merlot Murders. I am very curious if you can guess what the TBR is based on just by those books. I will tell you it's going to happen around Thanksgiving, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, we're about to eat, so I'm going to change really quick because I'm afraid I'm going to get food on my cool 1911 sweatshirt. But I'm going to change, and then I'm going to show you the food because it is wild. Okay, so I told you, Gremlins, that I got kind of weird food. This is the Gobbler from Arby's. It's their like Thanksgiving sandwich thing. There's stuffing, there's apparently fried onions, there's cranberry sauce, there's turkey, there's some kind of aioli. I don't know, but I got this and the apple pie shake because I really like apple flavored things. The shake is very good. I just like wouldn't get it again because I don't really get shakes very often, but I am intrigued. I'm not going to take a bite on camera, but I will tell you after I have taken a bite if it's good, because this is too messy and it's going to get everywhere. So I'll let you know how the sandwich is once I actually start eating this very large hoagie style sandwich here. It's so, oh nope, Cat's gonna eat it first, I guess. He's very invested. All right, I will report back. Hello, Gremlins. I did change clothes. I'm wearing my Ouija sweatshirt. It's very cozy. I ate my sandwich. I ate the whole sandwich. It was very good. The tiny issue for me, and I knew it was on there, is it has garlic aioli on it, and garlic aioli sometimes, well, garlic in general sometimes upsets my stomach. This has been happening more and more as I get older, and it's genetic, so I'm blaming my parents, who, one of them humorously is Italian. So just know, like, I'm fine. It just, like, sometimes gives me heartburn, or makes me feel not great. But there wasn't that much on it. I think in future I would just say no to the garlic aioli, and just get everything else, and I'd be fine. Krista even tried a bite, and you actually liked it.
I did.
I gave her a bite of the section. There was a lot of garlic aioli in one spot, So I had her take a bite of that spot after I took a smaller bite. So I think you got a lot of it, thankfully. She was attempting. She was like, we can switch sandwiches if you want. Because sometimes it's not ideal for me. But yeah, but it was good. I approve of the gobbler. It was tasty, and the turkey was actually moist. So again, I approve. It was a solid meal. I didn't get fries or anything just because that sandwich was really big. But yeah, so it was good. Also, Krista got a free chocolate shake because they were like, we accidentally made, or what did she say? I have a weird question for you. Do you want a free chocolate shake we accidentally made? So Krista got a free chocolate shake. But yeah, so we are watching The Floor. My phone just buzzed at me. We're watching The Floor right now. Once we finish that, we're gonna take out the dogs. And then instead of football, tonight, Krista has decided
Date night.
that we're doing date night, and we're going to have wine, and we're going to watch the new season of Selling Sunset. So that's what we'll be doing. So I will read more tomorrow. The book will wait. I can read whenever I please. So yeah, we're gonna do date night, have some wine. We're having red Moscato. Barefoot red Moscato. It's very good. They were sold out of the bigger bottles, so we got little bottles instead. Just because we normally get like, there's a deal if you buy more than one bottle of wine. It's a whole thing at the liquor store we go to. But yeah, so we're gonna have that and drink out of our fun cups. I'll show you the cups. I will show you the wine. You are gonna try and grab this strap. Yep. We're just gonna, nope. There's a big cat on me. The one who tried to eat my sandwich, Banks, he tried to steal my camera. But we're gonna finish this and then take out the pups and then hang out with them while we watch trashy television and drink wine.
Yep.
So I will possibly, I'll try and show you the cups. If not, know that they are gold Love is Blind cups, but I wish we had the silver Love is Blind cups, but they never made those because the silver ones were for the queer not Love is Blind. Yeah, the cups are Love is Blind. They never made ultimatum cups.
Yeah.
And we preferred the ultimatum, but they had the gold Love is Blind ones one Christmas at Walmart, so we got them for each other. But yes, so we're gonna go watch a show. I will talk to you later, gremlins. Morning, gremlins. So it is pretty early. It's before work for sure. I have pumpkin spice coffee, which is the fall blend Gilmore Girls coffee, in here already. And I thought I would jazz it up and try these pumpkin spice latte chocolates. So I'm gonna open one up and I'm gonna put it in the coffee and then like brew the coffee on top of it so it melts, and then I'll like stir it up and maybe it'll taste like a mocha. It says it's extra creamy milk chocolate with pumpkin spice latte flavored cream. So maybe the cream will break down? I don't know. I just thought it would be a fun thing to try. I'm only on chapter 7. Again, did not read anything last night because we were watching Selling Sunset, which that show is wild. But yeah, so I'm gonna toss that in and see how that is. And then I'm gonna fill you in on some coffee updates for December, but it involves moving some stuff on my coffee counter. So let me get coffee started and I'll talk to you in a sec. Hello. If you hear Smallville, it's on for the dogs, but I took a little sip. It actually tastes pretty good. It's not super like chocolatey, but it is a little. It tastes kind of like a pumpkin spice mocha. I don't know if I would do it again. I wanted to try it. But let me explain to you the advent calendar thing. So every year in December, I do an advent calendar. I always do a coffee one. And so, sorry, my hair is doing a thing because I didn't like really do much with it this morning. But again, every December I do an advent calendar. I normally film opening every day of the calendar on Instagram. Like I just do it as a thing. Sometimes I wear an outfit, sometimes I sing, sometimes it's just like a fun thing I do. So I actually, these are back here, bought, not this, I will explain this one in a sec. I bought this on like super clearance last year. This Good and Gather advent calendar. I got it for like $5 at the end of the season. And I was like, oh, this will work. But it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, is it even? Yeah, it's 12. So this one is really just like 12 coffees repeated twice. And I was like, oh, that's fine. Because, let me put this down here. I normally do the Keurig one. So I used to get the actual Keurig one every year. And the last couple of years, it's been kind of a huge letdown. There have been drinks that like are just like cappuccino mixes, or last year there was a pink drink I had to refrigerate. They'll do an iced coffee, and like none of the flavors were actually Christmas flavors. Like everything was like regular coffee, but with like Christmas in front of it. Like it would just be like Wonderland, like normal blend. Like it was just weird. Like they were all just regular coffees. And I was like, well, this is a bust. Like it just wasn't as fun. So I got this one because I was like, oh, at least it's 12 repeating coffees and they're all I think mostly holiday themed. And again, it was $5. So like, yeah, they're all, well, there's a dark roast, a regular roast. There's like 3, not exactly. Actually, this one's not even that great either. There are 4 that aren't really coffee. Like, they're not flavored coffee, they're just regular coffee. Like, Donut Shop's regular coffee. Espresso dark blend, regular coffee. Sumatra, regular coffee. Colombian blend, regular coffee. All 4 of those. So it would have meant I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just 8 Christmas flavors, which drives me up a wall. So I was like, I don't know. And Chris was like, we could get the Keurig one, but I just wasn't really feeling it. I was like, I'll just make like parts of this one work. And so Krista got me this 12 days of Christmas coffee as an early birthday gift. And she was like, you can use this like with this. So I was gonna like make a calendar, hodgepodge this together. So like I would get these 12 coffees and then like 12 of the coffees from here. Well, we went grocery shopping yesterday and we don't go to Aldi very often, which is not intentional. It's just like in a weird spot of town. So we just don't go. But they had an advent calendar, a coffee advent calendar, and all the days are different. It has 24 different flavored Christmas coffees, and none of them looked like plain coffee flavors because I skimmed the back. Krista skimmed it first so she could tell me, because I like to be surprised. So I'm actually going to do the Aldi advent calendar this year. So what I'm going to do real quick is pull these out, pull those out, and dump them in this bucket I used for K-Cups. I actually found 3 K-Cups in it that I didn't know were in here. So I'm gonna toss those in, toss these in, and then when I want a K-Cup, I'll just, like, throughout the winter, I can just grab, outside of the advent calendar videos, like a random K-Cup on a whim for a holiday cup of coffee. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna yank these out real quick, toss them in here, and then head upstairs and read a little before work. But I'm just gonna read in the office. It's not gonna be cute and, like, themed reading. I'm just gonna be chilling in my office reading a bit before I get started for the day. So yeah, but I just thought I would fill you in that I'm doing some coffee reorganizing to make room for my new very cool Aldi advent calendar. So now I guess I'm gonna have to get my advent calendars at Aldi because it was only $17, which is cheaper than the Keurig one and way better. And the TV got very loud. So I'm gonna get all this situated and get ready for work. So I'll talk to you sometime later today, gremlins. Hi gremlins. I'm doing a very, very brief update because I got super hungry. And normally I'm good until lunch, but like I am so hungry today. So I made, and these totally look like the reject Pop-Tarts, but these are pumpkin spice Pop-Tarts, and I made them because, you know what? I'm hungry. They're very easy to make. They're warm. Also, pumpkin spice cafe, pumpkin spice Pop-Tarts, it totally works. I could have like made something else or grabbed some cereal, but I decided to have those. I'm also finishing off another cup of coffee because cold. I'm very chilly today. It's pretty cold out. And then I think I'm cooking, like I think I figured out dinner for Krista and I tonight, and we're gonna do like another date night, but we're gonna do it downstairs so we can hang out on our couch. We actually got a new couch. Now you're probably like, wow, a couch is a very expensive purchase. And yes it is. But this couch was on super sale, and it's one of those like, I don't know exactly. We always call them like boneless couches. They're the kind that like come in a box and they're like vacuum sealed. And it was like, it was a lot cheaper than the kind you get in a furniture store. We did get it online. I think it was like $500. Krista like stalked sales for it so we could get it for cheap. But it's about the same size as our old couch, which Krista didn't like because it wasn't particularly comfortable. It was basically like IKEA furniture. Like it came completely in pieces and you had to build it to get it set up, and we had to do that because it's really hard to get furniture in and out of our house because of the layout. So we'd had that couch for a while, but like the dogs were tearing up the cushions. Even with like cushion protectors on them, the cushions just weren't like very sturdy, and basically they kind of looked like patio furniture cushions. So they just like, the seams weren't great, and the couch was fine, but it also was very hard. So she hasn't really liked it. She was kind of like, she was fine with it when we got it, but like it really was not comfortable. And so she's been like looking for couches consistently for an extended period of time. And this one like is much, much cozier. I've been on it. It's very comfy. But instead of doing our date night upstairs, we're just gonna do it downstairs on the couch. We're probably gonna pull out one of our electric blankets and set it up so that we're both very cozy and we can hang with the dogs and the cats can hang out with us if they want. And then we're gonna finish Selling Sunset because we have 2.5 episodes left and then the reunion. So that's the plan. But that was my quick break to like fill you in on the day. I have read more, but I'm gonna wait until my lunch break to like fill you in when I have time. So I will talk to you during my lunch break about the Pumpkin Spice Cafe Gremlins. Hello, my dear gremlins. I am cold, so I keep hiding my hands in my sweatshirt. I love this sweatshirt. This is a Christmas or I think it's a birthday gift, actually. My sister found this and it's super cute and has the Halloween cookies, and I decided to wear it today because the majority of this book, The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, is set in October, and we get like a fall fair, a fall festival, and a costume contest. I am actually here because it's the end of my work day, and we're a little bit after work. Not a lot of bit after work, but enough a bit after work that I actually finished The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which is surprising to all of us. I did not think I would be able to finish this, but I read a hunk before work, and then I read a hunk during my lunch break, and this is actually a pretty fast read, so I'm done with this one, which means I can move on to the next one. But I do need to give you my thoughts. Spoiler free, I promise. So in this one, again, I already mentioned that we are following Jeannie and Logan, and throughout this, we do learn some things. So Logan had proposed to a woman, and that went terribly. And so now he's kind of like off dating. Like he's like, I'm not dating in the public eye of this town, because Dream Harbor got very invested. It was all very public, and now they're all kind of like, ugh. So he's like, I really can't date. But the issue is, he and Jeannie are very in like with each other from like the jump. So the two of them wind up doing a kind of like, well, let's date, but we won't tell anyone. It's not really dating either. Like, let's just see what happens. So that's sort of going on. But also, there is a mystery in this book. Odd things are happening at the cafe, like odd bad things. Like tech is breaking, like I guess tech isn't appliances, it's appliances are breaking. A window gets broken at a certain point. We also do get to meet this cat right here. This cat does appear, and his name is Casper, which is cute. So that does come up. There are just like, there's so much cuteness in this. It is very, if you like Gilmore Girls or a Hallmark movie, you will very much like this. It's very cute. It's very easy to read. They do wind up doing the very typical like third act breakup, and it does fit within a trope you would expect for a book where a guy has had a very public breakup with an out-of-towner and then gets with someone who is from out of town. And that's all I will say. It does get very steamy, definitely near the end. The other book, actually Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, has a Spicy Books little peppers on the back, and this one does not. But once we get to a certain point in the book, it is a lot of spice through the end. It does fit with where we are in the story. The scenes are well written. I will not discount them. I was just like, oh. Yes, those were my actual reactions. But it is very well done. It also does set up all of the books to follow, I believe. So we very specifically have Hazel and Noah, who are our leads in the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, mentioned consistently, and the fact that they definitely like each other, or at least Noah's very into Hazel, Hazel's very into Noah, but they have not realized this. So that is very queued up for you in this book. On top of that, we do get some very cute fall stuff. There is a fall festival. There is a costume contest. There's just like a lot of fall, so much fall, and it is very sweet. This is a perfect fall read for sure. I would say definitely read it November. You could read it in October. I don't know where these all line up. Like this one does specifically say October. You could read it October, November, even September if you're looking for fall vibes, or really anytime if you don't want like a fall book. But they are cute. Jeannie and Logan do very much give nods to Lorelai and Luke. So that is definitely in there. There are some slight changes based on like background and what's going on, but they are very Luke and Lorelai connected. Like as you're reading them, the dialogue from Jeannie is very Lorelai. Logan is very Luke in his presence and presentation. But again, we do get a farm. We get some very cute stuff about Logan and the family farm. And we get Jeannie and the introduction of her brother more, Ben, who is in the third book. So there is a lot of setup. But I did very much enjoy this. They're so easy to read. And this one actually does feel a bit like a cozy mystery because of the events that are happening at the bakery, and there is that mystery going on. Now again, in a lot of like Christmassy or fall romance, I'm saying Christmassy specifically because I watch Hallmark movies more around Christmas, they sometimes do have a subplot of like sabotage or like something going on, but this one did really, because that was consistent throughout the book, did give me cozy mystery a bit. It's still a romance. I would just say it's a touch inspired by cozy mysteries with the plot of a mystery that kind of needs to be solved to figure out what's going on with the business. But again, very much like this one. This was very cute. The costume contest does get very wild. It gets very, very like cutthroat, which I was not expecting, but highly recommend. It's a very cute little fall read. Now on to the Cinnamon Bun bookstore, which I think the bookstore has a different name, or perhaps there are two bookstores, or it was changed for this book, because in the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, there is a bookstore mentioned pretty early on. I was gonna mark it and then I didn't, but I know it was really early. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I may not be able to, at least not right now. No, I might not be able to. I remember it coming up and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Because I mentioned it to Krista, my wife, who I think will also really like these. She loves a cozy romance. Is it in here? Okay, that's Sugar Plum Bakery, which not specifically the title of another book yet. That does not mean it will not be. Is it? She says something. I know I may continue investigating, but I swear it's called like the Blue Stocking bookstore, like the Blue Beard bookstore, Blue something bookstore. I'm gonna look. I will find it. And what could have happened is this came out in 2023, I believe. Yes. So this came out in 2023. This came out in 2024, and it is possible the name was changed in this version to make it fit better with like the theme of the series, or she always planned to name it this and just the name that's mentioned is a different store, because they do talk about cinnamon buns. I don't know, I'm gonna look because it's curious, but I will tell you about this one. This one is also foiled, which is fun, and shows the cat. So I'm guessing Casper travels about unless we introduce another cat. But in this one, we are following Hazel and Noah, and that's really all I will tell you. Hazel owns the bookstore, and Noah is a fisherman who they are both introduced in the other one. Noah and Hazel are very, very good friends of Logan. They grew up with him, so they have all known each other since childhood. So I am very intrigued to see where this goes. This also has a bit of a mystery, so I'm wondering if that's like, that can't be in, I mean, maybe that is in all of them. Maybe there's always some kind of like, kind of mystery in them. But I don't know how much I'm gonna get rid of this, since I need to cook dinner and then we're doing date night. But I might try and read a couple chapters while I'm like waiting for pasta to boil and stuff so I can fill you in. But we shall see. I did enjoy this. It was fun. It was cute. Definitely like popcorn romance. So easy, breezy, very nice for just like a casual fun time. So I'm enjoying myself. Again, if you've come to this vlog and you've not seen any of my other vlogs, I don't star rate books. That's not a thing I do. I just say whether I like them or not. And I mean, consistently, romance, I also am very bad at rating anyway. Like, I'm normally like, oh, that was cute. So if a romance is cute, I enjoyed it, may or may not read it again. These I would maybe consider reading again because it was cute enough, which is high praise, especially for a not queer romance. Not as a judgment, it's just I enjoy a queer romance typically more than I do a straight presenting romance. I don't know the identities of these characters, but I'm just saying, like, I normally enjoy like a female-female romance a lot. If I were to choose, I would probably do like female-female, female non-binary. In that vein, I'm normally a very sapphic romance reader if I'm going to read a romance. I do like some Achillean, that's male-male, and I have really enjoyed some like non-binary or gender queer ones that I've read as well. So it just depends. I just don't gravitate toward straight romance as often. But these are fun and I am enjoying them. And I do like Gilmore Girls. I do love a Hallmark movie. So these are fun. I definitely am enjoying the vlog so far. But we're moving on to this one. And I will update you when I can, my dear gremlins. Perhaps I'll let you know how date night is going. Maybe I'll show you the couch. It's if I remember to bring my camera downstairs, which sounds weird, but also like they're dogs, they're cats, and the cats consistently try and take the strap of my camera. So I get very weary about bringing it downstairs, but I'm gonna go. I will talk to you at some point about some things. We shall see, but I will probably be in different clothes when you see me next because while this is very warm and cozy, I'm always petrified I'm going to get food on it and I don't want to do that. So I will put on some cozy, keep warm PJs, I think. But yeah, I'm gonna go get ready for dinner making and date night. So the internet provided, I could not for the life of me find the spot in the book where it said the bakery or the bookstore's name. I just kept being like, it's Blue Bonnet, Blue Stocking, Blue something. It is Blue Bell Bookstore. And for some reason in the second one, it's changed to Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. And I think, this is just a guess, it feels like these are all supposed to be like a cozy food item or like a food item or like something very specific. And I'm wondering if maybe they were going to do all food themed things and then switch it up a little, because it's Pumpkin Spice Cafe, then they do Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, then it's just the like Christmas Tree Farm. I think it's behind me. Yeah, the Christmas Tree Farm, which Christmas trees synonymous with Christmas. I feel like that just makes sense. But I feel like it shifted from maybe being food focused to just like thing that is cozy and of the season. And so I guess you could do Cinnamon Bun as fall, but I'm not sure it's a fall book, because in the back of Pumpkin Spice, it says it's a summer romance, but the entire book is very fall looking. So I'm wondering if that changed too. Like some things were like tweaked, because on the back of this, does it say summer? No, it doesn't say summer. Nowhere on here does this say summer, but the back of Pumpkin Spice said summer. So I'm just like curious to know if like some tweaks were made, and because that came out in 2023, they just like altered it for 2024 and didn't really think about it. Though they did already have the title. So I'm wondering if the name of the bookstore, because it was mentioned so randomly, if they just like glossed over it and they're like, we're not changing it for new editions, like we're just leaving that where it is, we'll just call it the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore going forward. So that's what they did. They also do this with the latest book. So the newest book is called The Gingerbread Bakery, and in specifically Pumpkin Spice, I don't know if it changes after that, it is called the Sugar Plum Bakery more than once, but that's not the name of it in book 5. So I think they just like changed it a bit, because then they were like, do we want to do sugar? And it also like followed the Strawberry Pancake House. So I think they changed it so it wasn't 2 S's back to back, but that's just a guess. But yeah, so Cinnamon Bun Bookstore is supposed to always have been the name of the bookstore, even though it is called Blue Bell Bookstore in the first one. Also, Bluebell, I believe, is an ice cream, and the name of the town in Heart of Dixie. Also, everyone is barking. Yep, Krista's home. So I need to go check on pizza, the dogs, my wife. I popped in really quick because I was like, oh shoot, I need to tell you. But I was actually about to take the dogs out. I got so fixated I didn't leave my office. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go assist with all of that, and I will update you officially when I have real news about the book, besides that the name of the bakery and bookstore changed after the series was published, or at some point during publishing or series planning. I don't know. I'm really close to you right now, but I gotta go do stuff. Talk to you in a bit. Hello, gremlins. I've been in front of a stove for longer than I should have been, because I had a slight pasta related incident. So tonight we're doing Cincinnati chili, which just pick it up, which is like pasta, cheese, and chili. Think Skyline, which is basically an Ohio thing. But I made, like, this was the plan for dinner, and I made a batch of pasta, and then when I was straining that pasta into the sink, my right hand, which is injured, I am missing 1.5 fingertips, I dropped all the pasta into the sink. My hand just like gave up holding the lid, dropped all of it, and I remade the pasta. So dinner has taken longer than it was supposed to. But Krista, sorry, Krista and I are going to watch Selling Sunset now. We have been watching Gilmore Girls, and the start of this episode, which is season 2, episode 11, they talk about going to Rocky Horror Picture Show, in which Lorelai will be Magenta and Rory will be Janet, which is wild to me. And they invite Luke to come as Dr. Freaking Furter, and I had completely forgotten this existed. But that happened. But yes, so I made a second batch of pasta that Krista, my beloved wife, strained the water out of for me because I was not going to hold the lid again. But yeah, so I've been in front of a stove making 2 batches of pasta when I only need to make one because my freaking hand just like gave up. My hand's been really cold today and it warmed up while I was heating up food, and I don't know what happened, but like my right hand just like gave up. Like it just stopped holding the lid and I just dropped everything in the sink. But yeah, so we have pasta now. Thanks to my wife. But yeah, we're gonna eat and watch Selling Sunset. So I think that's it. We have been watching Gilmore Girls while I cooked. We did the Bracebridge dinner episode together, which is a very wintry episode, which is why I was curious. I mean, Rocky Horror Picture Show is shown in a number of theaters all the time, like all year round. But I was surprised they didn't do that close to Halloween. But yeah, so I am gonna take food out to the kitchen and wine, because we're definitely drinking wine while we watch Selling Sunset, and I will talk to you at some point. Oh, I did read the first chapter. A cat just fell. He jumped out of the cubby behind me and knocked all the mail down. Very quickly, the Cinnamon Bun bookstore, there is an explanation for why the name has changed. So Hazel informs us in chapter 1 that the bookstore's name changes about every 1 to 2 years because the owner of the bookstore, she just works there, she doesn't own it. The owner just like changes the name on a whim. So it previously was the Blue Bell bookstore, and now it is the Cinnamon Bun bookstore because the owner is just like very fun and likes to change the name. This hasn't explained why the Sugar Plum Bakery becomes the Gingerbread Bakery, but that will be in the next vlog, so perhaps there'll be an explanation in that one too. But I'm gonna go. I gotta take dinner to my wife, who was very helpful in the cooking process, and we're gonna watch reality TV, and I will report back probably tomorrow. So I will see you then, Gremlins. Hello, Gremlins. I smell snow and I hate it. So it snowed last night. Not a lot, but still snowed. And we're supposed to get, they said, wintry mix all day. So we are going to this adult book fair that the town is hosting, but we're going to be quick. So we won't stay super long. And then, yeah, so we're going now because it opens at 11. And I'll take you with me. But I'm making coffee. I'm not actually using that cup. I'm gonna dump it into a travel cup. But I'm gonna have coffee and I gotta grab a coat. So yeah, that's today. It's snowing. We're going to a book fair. We will be fast because it's icy and gross. And I have all my stuff together. So I just thought I would give you an update. The next clips will hopefully be the adult book fair. Hopefully. Hello, we're home. It is a little before 1. We're at the book fair for about an hour because we waited in line for 15 minutes. It had a lot of vendors, but it was really, really not a good layout, which is not their fault. They were using like a historic building thing. But like to get in, everyone had to wait outside. Then you got in and you had to like walk through an entire building, and it kept causing like really bad choke points where you couldn't get in or out. And the main room, instead of being a circle, it was a U that terminated at a stage. So if you were looking at certain vendors, you couldn't actually move back or forth. You had to just like hope someone would let you in or out. Oh gosh, the dogs are really excited. I didn't buy any books, though I did buy something from this cute table, but I don't even have their card. So I don't know if I can even tell you who it was. But it was like a very witchy table. Maybe they're using on their stuff. So I got a bookish mystery bag that Krista picked out for me that has 6 to 8 items in it. It was $8. And then I got this little blind date with a bookmark. And this one is Cozy Halloween. I get 1 bookmark and 2 stickers. Oh, it's at $3 on the back. Yeah, everything was really reasonably priced. The most expensive thing I bought was this. It's an Adopt-A-Ghost, and her name is Nella, and she likes poison and she dislikes men. And this was so cute. Like, I had to get this little thing. She's so cute. I know exactly where I'm gonna put her. But she's very, very cute. I'll open the stuff later. We're gonna eat. But like, it was a really cool idea. It just, I don't think the event space was the exact right fit. Parking is kind of tricky there. We found a spot, but we parked a little farther away. It just like, there were so many people, and like, the elevator was also broken, so people with like strollers or with mobility issues wouldn't have been able to get to the second floor, and there were a handful of vendors on that floor. There's also like a restroom, like a place to take a break that Krista used for a little bit, because it was just like, it was so tight, it was so compact. It was actually really hard to look at the books. Also, I knew this was gonna happen. There were no gay books, not a single gay book in sight. There were a lot of poetry collections, which I'm not a huge fan of. It's not their fault, I'm just not a big poetry reader. There were a lot of monster and romantasy romance, which lovely for those women. Ladies seemed very excited, but everything was straight. We even went to, long story short, the bookstore that I've shown you a few times in other videos. She was inside at some tables because it was so cold. It's actually below freezing. They had her set up, and she normally has at least like one blind date with a book that's queer. Nothing. She didn't have anything. And we did ask her. Krista was like, did you bring any that are queer by chance? And she was like, no, I'm sorry, not today. And like none of the books she had pulled out were queer romance that I could tell. Also, the spacing was so tight, it was really hard to look at books. Oh my gosh, the TV is so loud. It's been loud all day. But I'm gonna heat up my soup. I will open these a little bit later. Also, I got fuzz all over the back of my bag. But I'm gonna get changed too. So we're gonna eat, and I will talk to you later when I open this stuff. I also got a cinnamon roll that's really cute and works very well with the book that I'm reading, because I'm reading the Cinnamon Bum Bookshop. Or bookstore? Bookstore. But yeah, so we're gonna eat. I just wanted to fill you in. I'm gonna leave you in here because I actually got cinnamon rolls for Krista. Well, we had to go to Walmart to get ice melt, because the snow and ice is here. And so we handled that. I did take a tiny clip of the main vendor area, but again, it was so hectic that it was really hard. Oh, also I'm not gonna win, I don't think, but I also entered a giveaway. Someone went to Salem, and the like bakery people, they built a whole Salem themed box to give away, and it had black craft coffee, a tumbler from the Salem Dunkin', like it had so much cool stuff, and I hope I win. It would be really fun, but I don't need it. I was just really excited to see it because I was like, oh my gosh, we have black craft coffee. She's like, yeah, no, we went to Salem for Halloween. I picked stuff up to make this, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. I really want to go to Black Craft Coffee. It hadn't opened when Kristen and I went to Salem, so eventually one day I want to go, but I need to eat. I also had a very tiny apple cider mimosa. It was tasty, but yeah, Kristen was like, get a drink, you should get a drink, they're doing little drinks. So I got a little apple cider mimosa, which I think was like Cozy Romance or something. Like they gave them all names, but yeah, but I gotta eat. So there you go, that's the update. I will talk to you later when I open up the mystery stuff. So see you later, gremlins. All right, gremlins, I speed ate some soup. Found a sweatshirt I've been looking for days, but I'm gonna open stuff. So I'm gonna go with the bookmarks first. I'm gonna try and do this one-handed. We'll see how that goes. Krista is downstairs watching football, but I told her I would show her everything when I opened it. Oh, thank goodness. This did come off pretty easy. Okay, so it says bookmark, 2 stickers, and it's Cozy Halloween. Let's open this up. Oh, those are cute. Okay, so it's like a little, hi Goose, like kelp. I feel like this is like black kelp. It looks cute. Okay, this one's funny. This says book hoarder. Let's see if it'll focus. There you go. This one's my favorite. I mean, this one is fine. It's just kind of generic, but it is cute. And let's see what the little bookmark is. It did say they were handmade bookmarks. So, oh, this is really cute. It's like a glittery jack-o'-lantern. I'll have to use this for my books because this one is super cute. So I'll probably use this for Cinnamon Bun Bake Shop. But yeah, that's really cute. Okay, glad I got that. That was only $3, like this little set. Oh, I think they accidentally gave me 2 stickers. Yeah, I accidentally got 2 book hoarder stickers, which works for me. Maybe someone to my mom. I think she'd like it. Okay, so that was that. That was only $3, so I think that for 3 is a good price. The little ghost was $12, but I just thought these were so cute. And I'd seen them online, like small businesses doing them, but no one around here did. All right, this is the tricky one because it has a rip. So, the dogs are doing a thing. Okay, I am unsure how to get this open. Maybe I don't have to rip it? Maybe? No? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna stop recording for just a sec and I'll get this open. Okay, it is very noisy downstairs, so I gotta hurry up, but I did open this. It's all in front of me. So this is what I got. I think this is really great for $8. So I got a huge thing of Moon Goddess tea, which is green and white tea, lemongrass, flower petals, and orange peel. And I actually really like hot tea. I even have some diffusers, so I am very pro. And this is a huge bag. Like I would think this would sell for like $3 or $4 at a market. So very good price. That tea. Then I think this is a sticker. Maybe it's just like a little gemstone thing. Maybe it's supposed to be a bookmark. I'm not sure. I can't really tell. It doesn't peel, so I'm not sure what that is. We'll figure that out later. A very cute bookworm keychain that I definitely want to add to like my keys. Then these cute little heart paper clips, which I do like. I don't know what I'd use them for, but I like them. I don't really use those in books. And then I got this very floral sticker, and then spending time with my book boyfriends, which not really my tone for books, but I'll save it. Maybe I'll give it to someone. Some tabs, which those definitely go with paper clips. I just don't tab very often, but sometimes I do. Oh, good Lord. I need to go see what's going on downstairs. The dogs are being ridiculous. And then tumbled stone. This was a thing they were selling, like stones. It's really pretty. My dad would know what this is. Sorry, it is not focusing on the stone, which is kind of fine. There we go. Because he is a geologist. I think it's an agate. I'm not sure. I'll send him a picture and ask. But that is everything. I think that's a really good deal for, I think it was $24 total for all of this. So very good deal. I need to turn on electric blankets and get stuff situated. But I think this is a nice little thing. That table was really nice. I don't think I even have anything with their company name on it. I don't remember even seeing it. So I'll have to keep an eye out, or maybe I can find them somewhere. But yeah, I think it's a nice little haul. But I'm going to stop. I'm going to go see what's going on downstairs. And at some point tonight we're having cinnamon rolls. I'm gonna eat the one I bought, and then I told Krista I would make her cinnamon rolls because she wasn't as big a fan of the apple cinnamon roll. So yeah, but I need to go for now. I gotta get blings on. I gotta get this all cleaned up. So talk to you at some point later tonight, gremlins. Krista is very stressed about football, but Kira had a silly face. Chloe is tired. The fireplace is on. And Bruni got in trouble, and so I think he's hiding in the bathroom, which is a thing he does. But I'm gonna go make cinnamon rolls. Hello. Okay, I made these cinnamon buns for Krista, and I of course took a photo of the buns with my book, but those are hers. These are like the Cinnabon Grands Pillsbury ones. Then I heated up mine from the little book fair. I really like the sample they had. I just wanted to heat it up. I think I overheated it a little, but shh, it'll be fine. So that's what I'm having. I also made another cup of pumpkin spice coffee in my Luke's cup. I'm just watching like random YouTube and texting my mom and my sister. Mostly my mom. She and my dad are doing like a little trip out of town, and so she's been texting me while she's in the car because she did a big like purse bingo thing yesterday. Oh, while I have you, I'm gonna do a quick update. Sorry, really boring angle. Sorry. But I've read a little ways. You're gonna have to try and tune out football. But I've read a little bit more of Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, so I thought I would give you some kind of update on the book. So in it so far, we've met Hazel and Noah, and I mentioned them already. Hazel works at the bookstore, which has been renamed, so I know I mentioned this, but this is called like the Blue Bell Bookstore in the previous book, and it turns out that the owner likes to rename the bookstore every so often, and currently it's called the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, and every Sunday there are cinnamon buns, which is so convenient because it's Sunday. But these books keep showing up with like sections dog-eared or pieces highlighted, and Hazel thinks that they're clues. So she has kind of felt a little weird. She's about to turn 30 and she feels like she's wasted her 20s. So she's using this as an excuse to kind of be a little reckless for her and do something fun and exciting. And Noah, who has always kind of had a thing for her, is like, oh, let me help you on this like big adventure. So he's gonna be helping her solve these clues, which are really just like things someone wants her to do. Like eat blueberries, make a milkshake. Nothing wild, except maybe we've gotten to one that may test her limits a tiny bit, but they're all very like fun, sort of family friendly kind of things. But she and Noah have actually already kissed because Hazel got a little tipsy and just kind of kissed him, and then was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry I kissed you, I did not mean to do that, so sorry, that was rude, I'm drunk. And he was like, it's fine, I think you're hot. So they're kind of a thing. Noah is younger than her. We have learned Noah is 25 and Hazel will be 30, but that's not a big age gap. But they're going to be having this like summer. But we've also learned some very cool stuff. So in the first book, there were mentions of a female couple, married women who are retired. They're in the book club. And I was like, oh, that's so fun. And there are hints that there are some gay men in the town. I think Jacob from the book club is gay, but I don't know that he's actually said that. But we also just learned that Hazel's parents aren't married, and the reason they're not married is they never wanted to be. She is the child of two people who wanted to have a kid, but they never wanted to get married. They were not into each other. They just wanted to have a kid, and her dad is actually two men, or at least has fallen in love with a man, and that's why they live in Dream Harbor. So Hazel's dad is the mayor, and he actually moved to Dream Harbor to marry / be with, they said, no, husband, so married, Frank. And Frank, they live together, and then her mom lives in the like other half of this two-family home, and they're just like this little family of her dad and his husband Frank, and then her mom and her dogs. Like, it's very cute. And she was like, yeah, some people think it's kind of odd, but you know, it's Dream Harbor and everyone loves everyone, so it's fine. It's just very cute. There's been like casual mentions of non-binary folks. Someone named Alex works at the bookstore and they are considered fantastic and the best employee. So this was very, very cute. I'm enjoying it so far. It is summer themed. But they keep pointing out that there's 2 months of summer left, so maybe at the end we get fall at the Cinnamon Bun bookstore, because it's very summery right now. There's a summer fair, it's definitely summertime, and the cover of this is very, very fall. Now again, the cover could have been designed to make it match the first book, which is set during October, but this is set during August. So just so you know, it is a summer book, but it's fun. I'm enjoying it. It is, again, very Stars Hollow-y, very cute, but I need to get a cinnamon roll out to my wife. I'm gonna read more. Football is on. I'm gonna eat my cinnamon roll, drink my coffee, get her cinnamon roll. But I wanted to update you so far. They are following these clues, but they don't actually know who's leaving them. We also know that Hazel, while she wants to like do slightly reckless things, Noah has his own plot where he kind of wants to bring some sort of like tourism thing to town. There are these like cabins that he kind of has been like eyeing renovating, and he wants to turn them into places that people could stay. And he runs this like fishing tour sort of thing in town. So that's the update for you now. I'm gonna read some more. I added my little bookmark for my mystery box, and yeah, but I've just been making cinnamon rolls, reading, and then yeah, that's really been it. Krista is watching football, but I wanted to bake, so I thought I would do that. But I will update you at some point, Gremlins. I'm gonna read some more, and then later I think I'm making dinner. And I have a pumpkin cider I want to try that I got at Aldi, so I'm gonna be trying that later, just FYI. But for now, cinnamon rolls to the wife. Very important job. Hey Gremlins, I am back in the kitchen. I'm making dinner. We're just doing like chicken nuggets and fries, but I have poured Wicked Grove hard cider limited release pumpkin, this is from Aldi, into a cup because I didn't want to drink out of the can. Does this have a BA and anything? It says hard cider, naturally gluten-free. Is there any list? This is the thing about like, don't drink this if you're pregnant. But it does not tell me what, like, the percentage of the alcohol is. Oh, there it is. 5%. It's a standard, like, cider beer. I have it in this My Weekend is All Booked cup because I wanted to use something cute. So let's see. Oh, wow. That is very pumpkin-y, actually. I thought it would taste more like apple because I've had that happen with some apple hard ciders that were supposed to taste like pumpkin, but this actually does. That is nice. Oh shoot, I could update you on the book. It's way over there. One sec. Okay, I'm back. It was just by the coffee pot and I didn't want to like walk off and go get it. I have about 140 pages left. Yeah, 140 left. This is much spicy pepperier than Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which again, this one does have the spicy peppers on the back. So this one definitely spicier. So the like fun, reckless, they're calling it, oh my gosh, it's like a weird abbreviation. Hold on, they say it in this like text thread. So if I can find those, that would be helpful. You know you read them. Oh gosh, am I not gonna be able to speed flip to them? It's pretty early in the book. There it is. So they start calling it Handsove, which is Hazel and Noah's Summer of Fun. And that involves a lot of casual sex. So one of the things we learn is Hazel has never had like a one-night stand or like a casual relationship. She's kind of a serial monogamist. And Noah, she's under the impression, does not do relationships. She's like, everyone in town knows you don't do relationships. Like, if we get together, like, I'm not gonna hold it against you. Like, we can just like be casual and fun. Though of course, anytime casual and fun occurs, there's always feelings. So just keep that in mind because Pumpkin Spice Cafe kind of leans into that a little bit. This one though, yeah, that casual aspect is a lot more sexy times. There's a lot. There is so much. And I feel slightly awkward because I don't know if I mentioned this. I think I did. So I had accidentally bought this book first. I didn't read it, I just read the back, but I didn't realize it was the second book. I just like completely didn't pay attention. So I had a copy of this and then Krista found me the box set that I'm reading in here. So I thought my sister would like this. So I sent it with my parents to give to her because they were visiting. So I think this might be the smuttiest book in the series, and I sent this to my sister, who is an adult. She's only 6 years younger than me. So, well, not even 5.5. But I was like, I sent her a text because I was enjoying the book. And then I was like, I may have accidentally sent you the smuttiest of the Dream Harbor books, which would explain the Spice Peppers. But there's a lot of stuff. I will say Noah is a gentleman. And also, I am going to point out, I appreciate that these books have discussed condom usage. I feel like that doesn't come up in a lot of romances, and in romances where condoms, you can use them for a variety of things. But in this situation, they do want to have protected sex. So whether you have a condom or not is discussed. This book also does deal with a lot of very specific consent. Like, I need your enthusiastic consent before I continue, which again, I do appreciate. Pumpkin Spice Cafe also did discuss, like, do you have a condom? Is there a condom available? That kind of stuff, which again, I appreciate because I feel like that doesn't come up a lot in romances I've read. Now again, some of those, the scenes do not require a condom, but in these situations, they've gotten to a point where it is discussed. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the safe and consensual sex discussions in these. But I am still having a very fun time. There is kind of the mystery in here of who is leaving the clues, though Hazel thinks she may have figured it out, but I don't know that Hazel has. So again, I'm enjoying it. It is a summer book, a lot of summer talk, but I did flip a bit. I do think we jump forward in time at a certain point, but we have that. We have also introduced the female character for the next book. So Bennett, Jeannie's brother, was introduced in book 1. He has been mentioned again in this one, and we have met Kira, who is Bennett's love interest in the next book, which I will be reading in full in this vlog. So be ready for that one. But I'm enjoying this. Just this definitely gets the 4 spicy peppers that are listed right here. It definitely does. A lot of spice. But I need to focus on making food, so I will update you at some point. I don't think you need to see fries nuggets. Please know the Aldi cider is very nice. I'm going to continue drinking that while I cook. And that's it for now. Also, Krista really liked the cinnamon bun, which was a delight to know. The one I got at the book fair was good, but I over-nuked it, and it was really, really hot. The apples definitely got a little wet because they're an apple. I know I said that weird. And it was very messy to eat, but it did still taste very good. Krista's was a bit more contained because it was a Pillsbury one with no filling. But I must pay attention to my fries and get out the nuggets. So there will be updates at some point, I promise you. Hello, this is my kitchen assistant. She says hi, and that she also thinks she should be in a cozy book. Should I write a cozy upstate mystery where Salem assists me in solving crimes while sitting on my shoulders while I cook food and make coffee? She is a shoulder cat. Ooh, I gotcha. She's done this since she was little. She still does it, even though she's very big now. But yeah, she would like to be the star of a book, I think. And she does. She will sit like this while I cook food and while I make coffee. It's her favorite thing to do. And I'm cooking, so she wants to be involved. Do you want to be in your own novel? You and one of the dogs? Or would you and Goose be in it? Goose is her favorite of the cats. Could be you and Goose. I think Binks would get upset. But I just have to pretend that I am a woman with lots of cats who meets a woman with lots of dogs. That's what I would do. That's what I should do. The story will start with me moving to a new tiny town with lots of cats. And then I meet a woman with lots of dogs. We both own cute little stores. Store with Krista. See, I would want a bookshop with a cafe in it. That's what I would want. That would like be my dream. Oh, you want down? Okay, she wants down. I don't know what Krista would want. I'll have to ask her. She has said that she would want to write a book where the two of us own a cafe, fictional versions of us. A bookstore cafe, and then Chloe is in it. And Chloe could still be in it. Okay, I'm gonna let you down. I don't know, I'll puzzle upon it. I'll ask her what she would want to sell. I mean, she could be a small town lawyer. They do often have like a small town lawyer who's kindly and does like pro bono work. Hi, yes. So maybe that would be it. I don't know. I'll ask Salem. We'll confer. We'll determine. Because it would be fun to write like a faux upstate New York fake town. Little cozy mystery. Full of animals. Alright, I gotta go. Oh, she's so heavy.
Expectations. Like there's actually a home cooked lunch in there instead of whatever's left over in our refrigerator. Exactly. Okay, going back on the cloud.
Hello, gremlins. I am cozy. My sweatshirt is making it look like I have big poofy sleeves on, which is funny. But I'm here to tell you that I finished the Cinnamon Bun bookstore. And my goodness, there was still more spice. This whole book was spice, I think. It was entertaining though. I liked Hazel. Hazel reminded me a bit of me. She hates the beach. She says she's an indoor cat. And she burns easily. And she loves books. So I very much liked Hazel. I also thought Noah was a cute protagonist. The story itself is fun. It's both of them examining choices they've made in their lives. And it does get into some introspection. a bit like Pumpkin Spice Cafe, so that is kind of a theme. There's a football game on, so I'm trying to give you a quick synopsis. We do get a solution to the mystery clues mystery. And there's also a wild storm event. There are also technically like 2 epilogues, so it does jump 2 months ahead and then again 6 months ahead, but I think you can disregard the 6 months if you're reading the next book immediately after, because Christmas Tree Farm is definitely set around Christmas, so right after the 2-month jump. I read another book where the epilogue did that, where like the epilogue of one book was a lot after other events, but the next book will be The Christmas Tree Farm, which stars Kira and Bennett, which is so bizarre because Kira, spelled with a Q, is over on the couch there, and Bennett was my family dog, who sadly passed away on Christmas last year. So this book will probably make me cry, just letting you know. So we're not starting this one yet. We're gonna start that one tomorrow. I am going to actually be looking over an early birthday or Christmas.
That was birthday.
Birthday from Chloe. This is the Rory Gilmore Reading Challenge, the official guide to all the books by Erica Berlin. Chloe, who is asleep right there, got this for me as a gift. And I'm going to look through it while the game is on and mark off books that I've read. It also has like guide to reading and stuff. So I'll talk to you a little bit about it. But I thought I would read through this tonight because I'm very curious. And then I would start the Christmas book tomorrow. But I very much did enjoy this. I thought the 2 protagonists were cute. I wish it were more fall. They do decorate for fall at the end of the book. But I just wish that it had been set during fall. But I understand they wanted it during the summer, so there'd be sailing and boats and all of that, because that's like what he does. But this was cute. So I will talk to you probably tomorrow, Gremlins, and I will give you some insight into the Rory Gilmore Reading Challenge book, let you know what I think, and then we'll start the Christmas Tree Farm. So see you in the morning, my dear Gremlins. Good morning, Gremlins. It has already been a day. I'll get into that in a sec. But I'm about to make coffee, and because it snowed again, I'm gonna make Winter Blend, which is the Gilmore Girls sugar cookie flavor. I have it over here. This is the unopened container. So I'm gonna make that, which you don't really need to see me do, but I am gonna make that. I really like this one. It's really tasty. And then later today, I'll probably have this one because I have so much of the Winter Wonderland, and I do really like this one. But I thought I would start with sugar cookie, and I'll explain to you why this day is already being a wild time. But first, coffee. I'm here, Gremlins. You actually might be able to hear why today is already kind of a day, but I'm gonna take a sip of my sugar cookie coffee, which I know I really like. Lovely. Okay, I'm taking another sip, and I will get into why today is already daying, and it's not even 9 o'clock. It's close to 9. It's really close, so I gotta talk fast. But, okay, so 1, they are doing road construction, like intensive cutting a giant hole in the road outside my house today. I took the dogs out early and they're already out there, already working. I could already hear them. And my office is right next to where they're working. So it's very loud. Like I can just hear everything that's happening. I can hear them talking to each other. It's so loud. So that's happening probably all day. I'm very not excited about that. Then oh my gosh, my battery is dying. That's fine. I was literally getting changed, like putting on this sweater because it's in theme. I did not have anything on yet, as I had just taken off my pajama top and the dog started barking and I was like, well crap, I gotta put clothes on. So I like shoved my clothes on, ran downstairs because we're supposed to get a FedEx delivery today. I get to the front door, see the FedEx truck and see it drive away before I can put shoes on. So I probably missed that because it needed a signature. I called Krista and was like, I was literally topless. I had no clothes on. Like I was, is it a reverse Winnie the Pooh if you're wearing pants but no top? But I was like, I could not go sign for a package in my state. And she was like, well, it wasn't supposed to come yet. And then she looked and she was like, oh, they updated it. I guess it could have come. And I was like, So I'm hoping the guy like loops back maybe. I don't know. I'm just irritated that I missed it because I knew it needed a signature. I just didn't know when it was coming and it came so early. That I like literally was in the middle of getting dressed. So that was fun. I am also working 2 extra hours today I don't benefit from this in any way. I'm just working 2 hours because someone is out and I offered to help out. But like, I don't get an extra long lunch because I cover emails. I can't come in late because I cover emails. So I'm just working 2 extra hours on my normal work schedule, which means Krista has to cook lunch or dinner or wait for me to make dinner. I don't know what we're doing. I was gonna update you on books, but now I need to charge my battery. So I'm gonna drink more coffee, come at you at lunch with an update when my battery is charged, and I will update you on all Gilmore Girlsy, Lori, Gilmore, Dream Harbor universe then. So I will talk to you during my lunch break, gremlins, when maybe I'm less nah about this Monday. Hi gremlins, I'm so cold. I just took the dogs out, so my lunch break is starting and I wanted to do the book chat stuff that I didn't get to do this morning. So I actually have one full book update and one teeny tiny update on a different book. So first book that I'm going to talk to you about is the Rory Gilmore Reading Challenge, which I read all of last night. This is designed to act as like a companion while you're doing the reading challenge. The layout of it is the books are described. So there's a whole breakdown, but there's a section that gives like the top 5 books that Rory has read. Yeah, top 5 books to better understand the heart and mind of Rory Gilmore. And then there's a breakdown of those 5 with a description of them and then some like reading questions about those books. Then it moves on to some like tips for how to maximize your time as a reader. There are some reading tips throughout about how to diversify your reading, how to improve your reading, how to make time for reading, stuff like that. And then the seasons are broken down. Year in the Life is not in here, so it is just the core seasons of the show. And then suggested books primarily based on books that Rory is holding or seen with, but we also do get books that are mentioned in titles, like Bridesmaids Revisited gets Brideshead Revisited suggestion. There are also sections where it's a book Rory has mentioned or a book someone has mentioned in connection to the plot or just something they watched or in conversation. So they're not all books that Rory was holding, but they are consistently books that Rory has like mentioned or someone has mentioned. There is a section for Lorelai, books that she likes or has been gifted. There's a section for Richard's key reads and some Richard books are mentioned. There is a section for Jess and suggested books for Jess or books that Jess has like held or read or mentioned. Now some books that he reads, if they're mentioned for Rory, like oh gosh, what is it? The Fountainhead. That is listed for Rory, but it is mentioned that she tells Jess to like revisit that book. So that occurs. There are also checklists. So there is a section that suggests books and other things that have been published after the show ended. Again, excluding Year in the Life. So there are books. There's a checklist for books that are considered like additional reading for Rory. And then sorry, my nose is running a little because I'm really cold. And then there is a full checklist for all the books that are considered like the books that Rory has read or someone has read. They're like Gilmore Girls books. So I would say this is still the like Rory Gilmore guide, but note that the books are not all books being held by Rory or read by Rory in an episode. It is books that are mentioned, referenced, and then in the collection, Erica Berlin does note that they are books that have been compiled from the series keeping Rory in mind. Now, there is a tricky thing for some of them where whole series are mentioned. So there is a specific series that is given a checklist item for each book because it is a 7-book series, but Goosebumps is just listed as Goosebumps because it gets mentioned. So it's just all the books are one checklist. So I went with like, I've read some Goosebumps, so I checked it off. Then the goofiest one for me in the checklist was Nancy Drew because the entire series is mentioned and given a checklist item, but specifically Nancy Drew book 33 has its own checklist because it is specifically mentioned in an episode, but by Lorelai and not Rory from what I remember. So you can check off seemingly both, but you specifically have to read that Nancy Drew book to check that one off. They also mentioned the Sue Grafton books because Suki talks about them in an episode. So they list the specific ones that she would have been able to read based on the year the episode was released because 2 came out that year. S is for something and R is for something. But the entire series also is mentioned. So there are some that just have multiple check boxes and some that don't. But I do think this is really fun. There are reading questions for each of the books. sort of a how would you reflect on this as a reader? How would you reflect on this in terms of Gilmore Girls and Rory? So the questions are very helpful, and I do think that this is a great way to do the reading challenge. Now again, they do give credit to the fact that there are a number of people who have made challenges, and this did use those as inspiration. They do not list specific sites or people who did this outside of, I think, like BuzzFeed. They mentioned BuzzFeed. But I know other people have done them because when I did my Jess reading vlog, which if you haven't seen it, I did read books that Jess had read or were noted as books Jess talks about. Someone had a list and I mentioned her in that video and said like I took these from that list. Some of them do appear on here, and I was able to check off five books that specifically Jess had read because I read them. So that was fun. But if you want more Gilmore Girls stuff, I did do a Jess reading vlog because I thought that would be fun because not everyone picks Jess as the character to read from. But I do think this is really helpful and I think it could help make some cool TBRs. So I'm very excited that I got this as a gift from Chloe, who definitely used her human mother as credit card to get this. But this was very fun. It was really fun to read last night. So read this. I also looked over the Gilmore Girls cookbook, but that's not really getting presence in this video. It'll appear in the other half of these reading vlogs, of this reading vlog, because again, I am breaking this in half, just because it's a kind of wild number of books to have in one vlog and I thought I'd split it up. But on to my incredibly small update on the Christmas Tree Farm. I am only 2 chapters in, but I have exciting news for you. So the first chapter follows Kira North, who purchased this dilapidated Christmas tree farm with an attached farmhouse that everything is just crap. Like everything's falling apart. She didn't realize this, and she was actually not supposed to be doing this on her own. So Kira and her twin sister Chloe, which if you didn't know, we have a Kira and a Chloe downstairs. I've already mentioned Chloe in this, and I know I mentioned Kira when I started this, but we literally have 2 dogs, Chloe and Kira. And Chloe and Kira are biological sisters. They're not twins, but they are 2 years apart. But they are sisters. They are full blood sisters. They have the same parents. I mean, they have the same parents anyway because Kristen and I are their moms, but like their dog parents are the same. But yeah, I was just like, wait, what? There's a Kira and a Chloe mentioned in this? It's wild. Wild! Who are you, Lori Gilmore? Do you know me? Have you met? Do you know me? This is a dog-centric book in which there's a Kira, a Chloe, and a Bennett. Bennett, who was my parents' like family dog. They got him from a shelter. I'll just point that out. He was a very cute terrier mix. He was from a shelter. They got him when I was about to go to grad school. So I lived with him off and on, and like dog sat him and all of that. And sadly Bennett passed away last Christmas, like on Christmas Day, which also makes this like weird. So just like, it's just weird. And like, it's emotional. My sister and I were talking about Bennett because I was like, this is so weird. And I was like texting her about it. And she was like, oh my gosh, you were like supposed to read this book. So not only is it set at Christmas, which again, it is very sad. Like the anniversary of his death will be on Christmas. But okay, centering myself. So this does follow Kira, who has come to Dream Harbor to start this, to like, she didn't actually plan on bringing the Christmas tree farm back to life, but she's broke. She spent all of her money because she was supposed to be doing this with her sister who would be able to help her, but her sister got married and moved to Denmark. So she's now alone in Dream Harbor, freezing because she's from Georgia. And this is, where are we? I keep forgetting where this is. Where is Dream Harbor? Oh no, where is Dream Harbor? No, I'm just, they were in Buffalo, which is 7 hours away. Oh my gosh. Why am I being an idiot? It's on the East Coast. I'm gonna double check because I knew where it was and it has flown out of my brain, and I blame the fact that now I'm thinking about Dog Bennett. But anyway, in this she has moved, and she's having a horrible time with like phone signal, Wi-Fi, and that's how she meets Bennett, who is in this Jeannie's brother. He has come to visit for the holidays. He is still supposed to be working, and it's annoying him that everyone thinks that he doesn't work when he remote works, but he's like a tech guy, and he happened to be taking his rescue dogs for a walk on the property because he didn't know that anyone owned the property because he's not from Dream Harbor, and no one filled him in on that. And she absolutely loves the dogs, but is pissed that he's on her property. So they have a very odd interaction where he's like, well, she loved the dogs, but she hated me, even though I offered to help her because it looked like she didn't have cell service. And so he's like, I don't know. And then the town has basically decided that they need Bennett to help them by checking in on Kira because she's been very curt with all of the townsfolk. And they're like, but we need someone to check on her because we think there might be a dead body on the property. And I'm like, and Bennett's like, wait, what? So the mystery in this is there may or may not be a dead body on the Christmas tree farm because the very weird crotchety old owner who has died left a letter saying he buried something on the property. So the mystery in this is possibly a body on the Christmas tree farm. And I was like, the what now? The who? The what? And Bennett and I were both like, what? Why do you want me to do this? Because he's like, I don't live here. And they're like, yeah, it's great. And he's like, so you want me to find the dead body and not her? And they're like, yeah, actually, that would be great. Noah, though, thinks it might be treasure. He's like, it could be treasure and not a dead body. And they're like, no, shut up. It's not treasure. You just really like treasure. And he's like, but it could be. So that's where I am so far. I am going to be very emotional reading this, and also it is very cute. I'm also going to have to put out of my brain that there are dogs with these names. Now our Kira spells hers with a Q because we like Star Wars, and she's named after Kira from Solo, a Star Wars story. But it's the same, like it's pronounced the same way. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to not think about that because I know there will be space in this, and I don't need that taking up space in my brain. So just know this book is going to be, I'm excited to read the book. I am already enjoying the book, but this book is going to be tricky for me emotionally and mentally. And also, I don't understand how the dog-centric one has 3 dogs that are part of my life in this book. I'm confounded by this. But I'm gonna go. Does she? No, she doesn't say. She just says she's not from Georgia. Does she just say like New England? I feel like they're in New England. Sorry, I'm using most of my lunch break to update you, even though I am starving, so I need to eat. In the wrong chapter. Cause cold. She says, yeah. Yeah, no, she also doesn't say. I feel bizarre. I'll double check this and look. I know they're not in, I think they're in like Massachusetts, I think that's like where this is. But I will double check. But I must go. I'm gonna drink more coffee because I'm freezing. It is like in the 20s today. I'm very cold. The sweater though is very warm, and not only does it match the book, because like look at this, look at this much tree. It's warm, so that's a plus. But I need to go, so I will talk to you later when I have updates on Christmas Tree Farm. Oh, and I have a phone call. Bye for now, Gremlin. Hello, Gremlins. There has been construction all day, and also I worked late. This is right at the end of my day. I worked an extra 2 hours. I already went over this morning, but literally construction went on from the time we got up to roughly 5 o'clock. And it was exhausting. It was so loud. It just like was constant, and it's right outside my window, so there was like no shutting it up. Like I couldn't play things loud enough. Like it was just annoying. But positive news, because I read some during lunch, and then the later shift is goofy because I'm kind of like waiting for stuff to come in. I don't have anything actively that I have to work on immediately. I do have some stuff I have to draft up for next month, but it's too early in this month to start it. So I was just kind of like waiting for stuff, handling stuff, and then like reading if I had downtime. So I did actually get pretty far in here. These are such quick reads. So at least for me, they're a quick read. So I have about like 100-ish pages left. And at this point, we have gotten to the things that occur on the back of the book. So at this point, we've been following Kira and Bennett, who have kind of started warming up to each other, primarily because Bennett is a bit of a fixer. Now, it's more that he like wants to be useful, he wants to be helpful, but the issue is that has meant that he has dated women who have really only used him to get things like, oh, do you want to go for drinks? Actually, I also need a ride to the airport. Oh, we should totally get together. Actually, I want my independence and I don't want to date you anymore. After like making him uproot his life. So we learn why he moved to California, which is very interesting because if you didn't know, from the first book, we learn Bennett is in California, but he and Jeannie are from Buffalo. And he moved for a job, he said, and we learn more about why he moved, kind of what his job is, why he's still out there. But he is on vacation, so vacation-ish. He's working remote, but he is kind of on vacation, so he can take some days off. And then when so it does say they get snowed in, and when that does occur, he has taken time off because he's like snow's really bad. I'm not able to work. So he and Kira have done a number of like wintry things. So she is very actively trying to open the Christmas tree farm because she's basically running out of money. She needs people to work for her, but also she needs to be able to live in her house. And the problem is, like, it has an old boiler. It gets very cold. It's not really designed to be lived in at this point, but she's making it work. But she's been freezing for months. So a lot of work has been done kind of by Bennett to try and at least make her house livable, even though she insisted she didn't want any help. And a lot of that is we learn that Kira has always felt like people have done stuff for her and she hasn't ever really done anything herself. She even includes the fact that her twin sister Chloe is someone who, like, really, she felt, in her opinion, gave up things that she wanted to help Kira and to make Kira feel like safe and supported, even though Kira was like, well, she had all these opportunities and she's so much better than me. So Kira kind of does compare herself to her twin a lot, and she also kind of struggles with the fact that she realized, coming from a position of wealth, she does not have money now, but she's from a very wealthy family, that she didn't really understand people in her life. Like, she didn't understand why someone would be working so hard that they would get sick, or why someone couldn't just like do what they needed to do. Now, we do learn that Kira did buy this Christmas tree farm kind of without doing any research, so that's why she didn't really know what was going on. Now, her goal is to start the Christmas tree farm. Christmas tree farm does get to be up and running. We get to see some of that. We also get to see a Christmas festival in town, which of course we do. It's a holiday festival, it's a tree lighting, and then they do mention they'll be doing other things for other holidays, which is nice. And we do get to see characters from previous books, so everyone is in this one. Also, Ben, great guy, brought his dogs, so the dogs are hanging out, and Kira loves the dogs. We also learned that Kira kind of loves every animal, so that is very cute. We have gotten the Snowden part, and this one, in comparison to Cinnamon Bun, is far less spicy. Now, we have gotten to a point where there was a sex scene, of course, because, you know, they're snowed in, and I just assumed that you would assume that at that point sex, or possibly that would result in future sex, but a sex scene has occurred. So we have gotten that. I will say it started later in the book than in Cinnamon Bun, but I feel like it's a bit par for the course, like with Pumpkin Spice. No, they are more slow burn than Pumpkin Spice, even, because I believe, like, that one I feel like even had some like cute kissing moments that were kind of like not chaste, but leading up. This one is much more like, Bennett doesn't really think he should be dating, Kira doesn't think she should be dating, and then they kind of agree that they like each other and should just kind of see where it goes, but neither one of them is like super prepared for commitment and is kind of like pushing off commitment a bit. So we are getting that. So there is some tension there. We have not really gotten more on the treasure hunt / body situation, though Kira has learned of the rumors, so that's fun. So I think we'll get a solution to that, of course, before the end of the book, but that hasn't happened yet. We have gotten like the book club, that was fun. The Jacob from the book club is definitely gay, and his boyfriend, just FYI, to mention that. What else? I feel like that's all I can really tell you without spoilers. I'm not gonna get into the ins and outs of the Snowden situation. I just wanted to let you know that there has been a sex scene at this point in the book, and just so you know, but I do think this one is it's not chaste, of course, but it is a slower burn than even Pumpkin Spice, and definitely more so than Cinnamon Bun. But that's where I am so far. I think we're watching football tonight. I'm not even sure. But I only have 100 pages left, or 100-ish. I don't know. I cannot do math right now. I'm tired. But I kind of want to try and finish it tonight, so we'll see. If we don't watch football tonight, we're watching Gilmore Girls, so I mean, I can finish it tomorrow. I don't have to finish it tonight, so I might finish it tomorrow before work. If we do wind up not watching football, we'll just see where the evening goes. It's already so late, because I agreed to work. I did this to myself. I did agree to work 2 extra hours, but I have to go because I have eaten a granola bar and a snack cake that Krista brought up to me, and I had some hot cider because I was cold, and I'd already had 4 cups of coffee, so I did not think I should have more coffee. But yeah, so I'm gonna head downstairs. I might change into pajamas, though this is a very warm and cozy sweater, so I'm glad I chose it for today. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I definitely need food, which is why I'm tired. I've already had so much coffee. Also, in case I don't check in with you, wish me luck with FedEx tomorrow. Yes, I already told you this. So Krista wound up calling them because she got an email many hours after the fact that said they attempted delivery and we didn't accept the package. And I was like, okay, but she was like, they put down that they tried to deliver at 11:57. And I was like, that is impossible. I was downstairs. Like, there was no way they came to the house then. And I was like, they didn't. Like, they may have driven by, but they didn't come to the door. She was like, they're even saying they left a slip. And I went out and I scoured our entire property. I did front door, I did backyard, I did front yard, I did the entire fence line. Nothing. And I was like, there's no note. So apparently they're trying tomorrow, but we have no estimated delivery time. So we shall see. But they better actually attempt to deliver it because, yeah, sometimes it's fine. But there are occasionally people who do our delivery route solely for FedEx who don't see a car in the driveway and they just drive off. Like, they don't attempt the delivery because they don't think you're home. And we only have one car. And I work from home. So I'm here. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I need food. So I will update you. I don't know. You might see a Gilmore Girls clip. You might get a I finished the book clip. I don't know. I don't know where we'll be in the next clip. But I will talk to you when I talk to you, gremlins.
What did you want?
Okay, great.
What are you doing?
Getting ready to eat.
You're staying?
Didn't you just invite me?
No,
No, you told me to have all I wanted.
Good morning, gremlins. I am still using my Luke cup. I have washed it every day, just FYI. But I'm having Winter Wonderland coffee instead of the sugar cookie coffee because this is the coffee I know you saw in the beginning of the video, but this is the seasonal coffee, so I'm gonna drink some more of it today. I will probably also have a 4-cup day today, but I'm gonna primarily focus on drinking this one. I'll give you some minor updates upstairs, mostly so you can see my outfit, but I thought I would bring you along for making coffee.
Good morning, gremlins. My hair is very flat because I wear a hat. I've been wearing a hat to take the dogs out, but I'm wearing my cat mom sweater. Krista made me this last year, and funnily enough, I, not knowing she got this done, made her a blue cat mom sweater. So here are the cats. This is Bane, Salem, Goose, and then Binks is on this side. So all 4 cats are on my sweater. I have to find Krista's. It's in our room somewhere. We have clothes that are still in hampers basically consistently because our storage system, you've probably kind of seen them in videos, they're broken. Like, the cubes that are supposed to go in, a bunch of them are like warped and they won't stay, so you can't really put a lot of stuff in them. So we have clothes that we haven't put away for ages because we're just like, it won't fit in them. So it's in like a hamper, it's folded somewhere, but I have to find it for her. I can't today because I am again working late, but I just wanted to show you my very fun sweater because I think Kira would approve, as it's an animal sweater. But I did not read anything last night. We did watch Gilmore Girls for most of the night. We watched a little YouTube and then literally just watched Gilmore Girls. Krista also ordered Chinese food, which I didn't expect her to do. She was debating if she was gonna like make something or get something, but she decided to get Chinese food and we have leftovers, so we're gonna do that for lunch. She does not have work today because it is Veterans Day, but she does have a dentist appointment, so she's actually at the dentist, but she'll be home before too long. And then I am on FedEx alert because they never updated what time they were coming, so I have to keep an ear out for FedEx. I had to turn down the TV downstairs so the dogs could hear people, which I don't like doing, but I need them to bark. So I have that going. I have to like run down periodically to check. But yeah, so I have a little bit before work, so I'm gonna read a tiny bit and drink my coffee, but again, it won't be aesthetic. I'm just gonna read like while sitting on the floor of my office or while walking around. Like sometimes I'll like walk a little loop, but that is the plan. I do want to finish the book today because I only have 100 pages left, and that way I can work on editing the video tomorrow morning. But yeah, that is the plan. So I'm gonna drink my coffee, which is over here, and delicious, and read a little and then report back probably at the end of my day since it's a goofy extra long day, but we'll see. Maybe I'll be able to talk to you at lunch. I don't know. But I'm gonna drink coffee, gonna get my work stuff going, and also read a little because I like being logged into stuff in advance. I'm very particular. All right, see you after work, gremlins. Hello, gremlins. It is my lunch break and I made a cup of coffee to celebrate this fact. I have finished the Christmas tree farm. It had we did go into the sort of like breakup trope, but it was pretty late in the book, which was surprising to me. We did get Christmas in Dream Harbor. We also got a bit of a time jump to set some things up, and humorously enough, there were gifts involving dogs. I mean, these are cats, but like people got their pets on sweaters and t-shirts, so I thought that was hilarious. But there was, again, a bit of a time jump to set things up a little bit more, and an explanation of what the Christmas tree farm will be going forward off season, because you can't be a Christmas tree farm all year round. Well, you don't sell the trees all year round. So we did get that. We did learn that her sister at some point is going to come visit. She did not in this one, but she did mention she's coming in the spring, so I don't know if that means she'll be mentioned in another book. Now, Chloe already has a partner, so that wouldn't be like a romance-y trope, but I'm just wondering if they'll bring her to Dream Harbor. But it was very cute. I very much enjoyed this, and we actually did not get the resolution to the mystery until the epilogue, which surprised me. So it was a very, very sweet Christmas romance. This one feels more specifically Hallmark than the other ones. Again, there are some like spicy scenes, but this one does feel like it has fewer of those than the previous two, and there's a lot more focus on like, should we be doing this? I don't know that I should be in a relationship with someone right now. And less so in Cinnamon Bun, it's more, oh, you only do flings, so this should only be a fling. Then Pumpkin Spice is a bit of this like, I'm trying to start over, we shouldn't date. So I would say in this one, Kira's reason for not being in a relationship is a bit like Jeannie's, but she does have her own sort of baggage in connection to her family and feeling like she's never actually done something for herself. So hers is a touch different because she is trying to also be an independent adult, and she is struggling on how to balance that with like being with someone. But that was fun. I did like her personal growth, and Bennett does have a great little arc himself where he's examining what he has accepted in previous relationships, but the two of them are very sweet together. It was very, very Christmassy. So Christmassy. So Christmassy, in fact, that I've been watching like Christmassy YouTube videos while wearing Christmas sweaters, which I don't normally do before Thanksgiving, but also it snowed already, so I've given up. We skipped fall, it's just winter, so I've just decided it doesn't matter. Time is a nebulous thing, and you know what? I can do what I please. So I have finished Christmas Tree Farm. I'm gonna take another sip of coffee, which would make that, so this is technically the fourth book of the vlog because I did read that Rory Gilmore book, the book challenge one. So I'm actually ending the vlog with this one, but you're going to have to come back because I also have the Strawberry Patch Pancake House and the latest release, which currently has a post-it note on it, so I'm gonna do this, the Gingerbread Bakery. I will mention this in the other video, but the Gingerbread Bakery is previously called the Sugar Plum Bakery, and they change it in this one. I'm sure there's a reason, but they do change it. But you will have to come back for the next vlog to see those two. And I'm going to sprinkle in a couple more books. I have a Gilmore Girls cookbook that I have looked through, but I'm going to try and have Krista pick a recipe or something out of it that we'll make for the video. And then I have, so early birthday / early Christmas gifts. Krista just prefers like give me the gift because she gets very excited about it. She got me a number of queer romances, and one is fall themed, and I want to read it in the vlog even though now we've already hit winter. I really want to read it this year, so I thought I would add that one in. I might add another one in. So there will be other books in that one besides the two Rory Gilmore books, but I just haven't decided what books yet. So the next vlog will include these two and some other bonus books, but that is it for now. I hope you've enjoyed part one of this like very Gilmore reading vlog. I may call it that. I haven't decided because like her last name is Gilmore, which is intentional, but also I don't know. We'll figure out what the name will be when I'm editing. But yeah, I am very much enjoying myself. I think these are very cute. I appreciate the additions of spice. Cinnamon Bun Bookstore is definitely the spiciest and explains why there are peppers on the back. The other two are a bit tamer. Still spicier than your average Hallmark movie. But I really am enjoying myself. I'm having a fun time. I think they're fun. They're cute. They're pretty quick reads overall. And I'm enjoying the characters. So I'm having a great time. Also, Krista and I are watching Gilmore Girls. Season 2 and Season 3 specifically. We're about to be in Season 3 because I intentionally picked the seasons where Jess exists. So that's what we're doing. While you wait, if you've watched all of this and I don't have the other one up, you can watch my Jess Mariano reading vlog. I posted it last year, I think. I will forget to link it, so just deep dive. I'm sorry, I will forget. But it does exist. Beyond that, I think that's it for now, my dear gremlins. You can also find me on Instagram. I'll be posting photos of the books with like themed props. I normally post the photos for my thumbnail over on Instagram just because it's fun. But yeah, I think that is everything. I'm going to try and keep warm with lots of coffee and try and avoid the snow as much as I can, because I cannot believe it is already very snowy. I mean, I can, but also we didn't get fall. It went from like summer to like rain, which is fall technically, but like that didn't even last that long, and then it snowed. And normally we get like we get a window. Normally I get a window for like my birthday month where it's fall, but not this year. But yeah, that is everything. I will see you in the next one, gremlins.